What's up, everybody? It's your boy, the legend, and I'm coming at you here from Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk, right on the Pacific Ocean. Going to show you around, around this cool little boardwalk park, show you what's good. We're starting off here with the Cave Train Adventure, a really cool, old school kind of dark ride with all these wacky cavemen people doing different things. Kind of feels like a Disney knockoff dark ride in some sort of European park, but I loved it. 5 minutes long, interesting scenes, fun ride. Definitely dug that. Got that whole video up there. Click the link on the bottom right now if you want to watch that. Because if you don't do that, we're moving on. It's kind of interesting. They got like a lower level here where they have like 5 or 6 rides, and then the rest of it's on the boardwalk above it. You got your Moser drop tower here. You've got bumper cars of the future entitled Space Race. It's actually kind of interesting because this park has 2 different bumper car rides. They've got this one, which are your you've got the pedal on the left and the pedal on the right style of bumper cars, and then they also have the traditional style of bumper cars as well. Here's the Space Race style. These I actually prefer. I think they're a lot more fun. Up above you there, you can see the log flume. Unfortunately, the log flume is not working today. Bit of a bummer. It doesn't look like the best log flume, so we're probably not missing out on too much there. But you know, log flume not running today. Moving along over here, as I look directly into the sun, you've got Wipeout, which is actually a really cool ride. It's an indoor Huss breakdance with lighting and sound effects. So anytime you take a spinning ride like that, put it inside, I always think it makes it a much, much better ride. And that's the case with Wipeout. Right over there, Wipeout, the last ride sort of in this downhill area is Ghost Blasters, which is your traditional Sally shooting dark ride themed to the ghosts with Lucifer and all that. If you've been on one of these, well, you've probably been on most of them. Got a full video of that if you click the link on the bottom as well. But a decent ride. I actually thought most of the effects are working, which is really a big deal when it comes to these kind of rides. So that, big plus for me. So that's our, Molly's here too. Molly, say hello to the first time we've ever been here to Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk, and I've had a lot of fun. I've sort of grew up with the seaside parks between Coney Island and Jersey Shore, but this one, they do seaside park very, very well. And I guess also for me, it's something different. You know, living in Orlando, Florida, you don't really get something like this. It's so much big theme park all the time. To have a nice little theme park, it's pretty pleasant. Also, they got this wonderful little kids roller coaster, and normally kiddie coasters are nothing special. But this one, they've got some great theming and landscaping around. You got 2 different waterfalls, and it fits in really, really well. And for all the nerds out there, yes, adults can ride too. So, you know, if you want to get your coaster credit, as we did this morning, you could do it. And if you're a little kid, they got an on-ride picture for you. So there's that. Moving on over here to the left is Crazy Surf, another style of flat ride. Now, they did have a couple rides down today, and this was one of them. I think it might just have been, it's still spring break here. They're just starting their season out. So I guess they're not fully staffed. They don't have everything open. Got a Roundup over here to my right. Roundup's always fun style flat rides if you want to get really, really sick. And this is cool. At the far end of the park, you've got the log flume above you. You've got this cute little kids Pepsi kind of truck ride. And then you've got, well, this I imagine is a river that leads to sort of a bay, but on the other edge, you've got these awesome houses. You've got the adorable Pepsi truck ride coming through now. But those houses, those are awesome. You know, this is the second theme park we've been to 2 days in a row. Yesterday we were at Discovery Kingdom, and both of them have, you know, houses you could buy with theme park views. So I thought that was really, really kind of neat. Up top here, you also have the Tornado, which is one of the most sickening flat rides you could go on. You know, if you want to make yourself really ill, well, the Tornado's the place to do it. Here's what I was talking about again, about that sort of lower level where those 5 or 6 rides we showed you at the beginning all exist on. Over here on my left, you've got some kids rides, and a lot of people just sort of hanging out on this cliff over here. Not really sure what's going on there, but a lot of people doing it. It's really pretty here. Let me try and get. Oops, sorry about that. Walking into people. Classic video stuff. Like really pretty as you get there towards the end of it. Moving on, you have your standard Music Express over there, nothing too special. And I do just love the facade for the Cave Train Adventure here. Dueling waterfalls, big giant sign, and this shifty-eyed dinosaur. So again, Cave Train Adventure, probably my second favorite ride in the park, but I'm a sucker for dark rides, sucker for theming and that kind of thing. Also, this park has a lot of really cool older rides. You've got sort of this vintage, old school Ferris wheel right here. In this great spot right by the beach. You've got this adorable whale-themed flat ride called Bulgy. Look how adorable this is. I mean, this has to be ancient, but like, it's just so cute. Look at Bulgy. And when it comes to old school flat rides that are cool, there's the Roc-O-Plane. Now, Molly, this is your first time on the Roc-O-Plane. How was that?
Interesting. Got a little sick on it.
Yeah, really cool rides. If you haven't been on one, they're kind of hard to describe. You got this lever in the middle, and you pull that, and it's going to freeze your seat in its spot, and then you could go and sort of decide, well, when you want to let it go, and then you could spin and rock and go upside down. And while it looks like a Ferris wheel, it's, you know, way more intense.
I think we were the only ones upside down at one point.
Yep, I think we were too. Now, obviously, this is a boardwalk park, so you gotta show you the beach. And it's kind of weird. This morning it started out really nasty, and now it's a beautiful day. This morning it was like 57 and drizzling, and now it's like probably 70 and sunny. And here's just a really cool kind of shot of what the beach looks like here at Santa Cruz. We get a much better shot of that people standing cliff area. Very pretty. They've got a pier over there with all sorts of seafood restaurants on it. But we're not about that. We're about showing you the rides, not the beach, so let's get back to it. And like any seaside park, they've got tons of great food. And at the end of this video where we walk through and talk about the rides, we're going to go through and show you all sorts of wacky food we ate, so stay tuned for that. Of course, the most iconic item here at the Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk is the giant Dipper, which has been here since, I think, 1920s. They had a whole bunch of really cool signs in their queue line telling you all about the history of it and how it's, you know, fifth oldest coaster in the United States, and it's been in these movies and these commercials and all this kind of stuff. Now, this is something we didn't try, but man, that looks good. Deluxe stuffed churro, or deluxe stuffed churro sundae. No shortage of tasty looking food here. Now, back to the giant Dipper a little bit. It's an okay ride, I guess. You know, it's very historical, but you know, it's kind of a nothing special. Maybe a 50, 60 foot tall wooden roller coaster with a couple rough spots in it. But for a historical factor, it's pretty neat. Again, no midway is complete without tons of games and tons of food, as I really think a lot of people just come in here to eat and play a couple games and maybe go on a ride or two. As I would say, the people with wristbands and people without wristbands, probably half and half or under half and half for those that bought the K1 price admission. Got a very pretty wave swinger. An awesome, it's kind of a mix between an Alpine Bob's and a Himalaya. And it's themed towards old cars. That's pretty neat. Also, lots of cool merchandise here. Very kind of like upscale beach shop type merchandise, and I like the merchandise quite a bit. I got this really cool old-timey Big Dipper kind of like poster print. I got a souvenir brass ring from the carousel. Now we're coming up on something that's awesome. These are two of the most unique midway games that I have ever seen. The first one here is Bazooka, and Bazooka is really unique. You get 10 shots for $2, and you get to shoot one of these giant bazookas filled with tennis balls at some random targets down here, which I know what you're thinking is, man, that doesn't sound very fun at all. Well then, check this out. What's the fastest thing around? Is it the giant Dipper at 55 miles an hour? A cheetah at 60 miles an hour? A sailfish at 68 miles an hour? The fastest major league pitcher throwing 103 miles an hour? Or the tennis ball, 149 miles an hour? No, it's the Bazooka at 183 miles an hour. Check this out. It's just crazy looking. I like that. It's so odd, but really, really neat. Moving along here is another super bizarre midway game, and one I actually won earlier. The way it works is you take a dime and you just sort of throw it anywhere. So if it lands on a shot glass, you get a shot glass. If it lands on a red plate, you get a sock monkey. And I got it in the whole things. This green glass, so I won that green glass in the most random midway game I have ever seen in the history of my life.
Glass, nothing on it.
It might even be dirty. It's so bizarre. But again, no shortage of midway games here. And they have a great sky ride. It takes you from one end of the midway all the way to the other, and the views you get from there are awesome. One side you got the beach, the other side you got the rides, so the views are really, really cool. Love the sky ride. Again, just like a couple of dark rides, full video of that if you click the link below. This was something we didn't do, but come on, deep fried Twinkies, Oreos, or deep fried PB&J sandwiches. Classic midway stuff. Oh, it's wonderful. You know, I think the biggest disappointment in our adventure here at Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk is that unfortunately the Fireball was closed. No, not the cinnamon whiskey, but this very cool flat ride. Some of my favorite flat rides are this guy right here. Unfortunately, that was down all day. It's a bit of a bummer. Because if you've been on one before, you know they're really awesome rides. And you can tell, pretty busy day here at the park. We've been at the park pretty much all day, and I've thoroughly enjoyed it. I've had a blast here. But you know, they definitely developed some lines for some of the marquee attractions. Of course, the star of the show is the giant Dipper, and the entrance for that is going to be right over here on my right, underneath this big giant marquee. Which is a cool ride. Always cool to ride a roller coaster that's been around that long. It's one of the two big landmark attractions here. We'll get to the second one in just about a minute. Adorable signage too. I mean, come on. Penguins and polar bears being friends, eating ice cream. Who just love that? Insane looking funnel cakes we didn't try either. Oh man. There was just too much food to eat. Now, by far my favorite ride in the park was here, the Haunted Castle. It's a dark ride with some really cool ride vehicles that sort of spin on their own. And it must have been redone a couple of years ago because it seemed a lot newer than a lot of the attractions here. But let's see if I walk over here and get a shot of these ride vehicles for you guys. They're really cool kind of, Molly, what do you describe them as, like coffins or like fake dune buggies from the Haunted Mansion? Or?
Yeah, they're like hearses, kind of?
Yeah.
That's what I would describe them.
I'm gonna wait for one to pop up here. But by far my favorite ride in the park. Very, very cool, long ride. And
it's newer than most of the haunted houses ride-throughs.
Really cool gargoyle dudes up there, looking out over the castle. Also developed one of the longer lines in the park, complete with its own creepy, spooky soundtrack. And I'm just waiting and waiting and stalling for time and waiting. It's either a pay one price wristband that we got, or you could go by points. You could buy points, and pretty much 1 point is $1. And we're trying to get this thing going. Here it comes. And there it is. Check out this ride vehicle. Also, this vehicle there, it can tilt on its own, so while you're going around the track, this thing could be spinning and pointing you wherever it wanted. Really, really cool ride vehicle. Love that. Again, another beachy type shop. We continue to move along here. I have thoroughly enjoyed my time here at Santa Cruz. It's the kind of thing where, like, I wouldn't want this to be my home park, but it was somewhere like I could come to once a year. It would be a really fun afternoon. Also, the season passes are really cheap. I mean, we bought 2 one-day tickets. I think they were like $33 each, and we could have gotten a season pass and a bring a friend free for like $75. So I almost had a season pass to Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk, something I never thought I would do. Now, the other big landmark attraction here at Santa Cruz is the carousel, the historic roof carousel, and this is awesome for one major reason. It is one of the few carousels in the country that still has the brass ring. And if you have not been on a brass ring carousel, I'm sorry, because they are so much fun. You take a ride like a carousel, which is normally totally boring, and you make it fun. So what happens, this machine here, once the ride starts, it'll have brass rings. You're going around on your horse. You grab the brass ring, and that's step 1 of the fun. Step 2, you have to try and throw it into the clown's mouth. And it sounds simple, but when you're moving on a horse, throwing it into that clown's mouth is like the most difficult thing in the world. I'm pretty good at throwing stuffs in. I won that stupid dime game, but I could not even get close to throwing it into the clown's mouth. If you get in the clown's mouth, it lights up and a noise goes off, and it is so cool. Beautiful carousel here. Absolutely awesome. All sorts of stuff, multiple organs on display. I think they have 3 different organs or kaleidoscopes or things like that. And very pretty, well done. Love the carousel, which is not something you would hear me say about a lot of theme parks out there. Moving along, now you get to another part of the park over here that has a 2nd level on it. And that's where you get on the park's newest roller coaster, the Undertow, which is a spinning Morizuni roller coaster, and it's actually a lot of fun. Great layout, and then when you're all the way up there, you get an amazing view of the beach and the park. Great view of everything. So really, really enjoyed that. Not just because it's a newer, cooler roller coaster, but also because it's the view is spectacular. Again, we're talking about crazy food items. How about this giant donut?
That's a big donut! That's a big donut!
Those guys were right.
I can't finish it!
See, they took the words right out of my mouth. Well, there's that. Moving over here, you got more traditional bumper cars in the back. A little kid's speedway over here on the left. Boarding for the Skyway on the 2nd level, up there. Again, great shot of the beach. Really a cool little spot to spend the day. Now we're coming up towards the end of the ride section here at Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk. And you get the tallest ride in the park, the double-shot S&S Tower, which are a lot of fun, but unfortunately, this one hasn't had a line all day, and I've been on, a whole bunch of rides like that, so it was skippable for me, even though I would have liked to try it. Now they do have a walk-through haunted house. Didn't get to try this. It's an upcharge attraction, and from the outside here, it didn't seem like it was worth my money, so we kind of skipped on that one. Got a rather wimpy-looking pirate ship, and again, this shows you the double shot in full glory with the American flag for some reason painted on top. Now, it's kind of interesting, too. Once you get to the end of the ride section of the boardwalk, there's actually this whole cool other sort of indoor section. So on nights like yesterday, the park closed at, I believe, 6 p.m., but this whole other indoor section stayed open till like 11 p.m. And they actually have some really, really neat stuff over here. And again, the whole thing, the design of the boardwalk and the architecture, it feels very much like the 1920s style of boardwalk. And this is, a park that's over 100 years old, so it really does fit. Now, down at the end of the boardwalk, you have the Fun Center, which is a giant arcade with lots of new games. We were in there, that's what we did last night. We went in and played 20 bucks worth of arcades. Really fun games, crappy prizes, unfortunately. But what I want to show you guys is in here, it's Neptune's Kingdom. First of all, as a fan of old school theme parks, and they've got their own Laughing Sow, which is really cool and creepy. But you move on inside, and they've got, again, this part has another giant arcade in it. This one not with redemption games as much as with, you know, sort of a video games. But you've got this incredible mini golf course. I'm going to go upstairs to sort of show you around. And we played this morning. First of all, great deal. Mini golf was $5, which is just a steal for mini golf. Coming from Orlando, all of our mini golf courses are $15, and this one might be cooler than any of them. It's got a strong pirate theme. It's got a lot of effects, animatronics, all sorts of stuff that you might want. Water features, cannons that go off. It's really, really neat.
Blacklight.
Yeah, there's a blacklight section in there for 3 holes. It's just a really, really, really cool mini golf course. And a pretty good value too. So that'll pretty much wrap up our tour of Santa Cruz. Molly, what are your thoughts? Favorite parts?
I really like the atmosphere of Boardwalk Beach part. I never got that.
That's true. For me, I agree. The feel, the vibe was very, very cool. I also I like the 2 dark rides quite a bit. You know, I always like rides that are unique. And when you give me something I can't get anywhere else, like they gave me here with the Haunted Castle or the Cave Train Adventure, big fan of that because that's fabulous. The food, of course, another big highlight. We're going to show you that in just a minute. And there's a lot to do here. I mean, we have spent a full day here today. And that's just today. We were here last night playing video games. So a lot to do, not too expensive, really cool kind of spot. I dig it. Now, we want to thank you for watching this part. What we're going to do now, we're going to show you us eating some wacky boardwalk food. Thanks for watching this half. Stay tuned to see us eat some terrible, terrible food for us. So we're going to start our tour of the wacky boardwalk food here at Marini's at the beach, which is this great old-timey candy stand. And we had to stop over here for this thing. World famous home of chocolate covered bacon. Now I've had chocolate covered bacon once, actually at Old Town in Orlando, and it was disgusting. Completely disgusting. I'm hoping this will be much better. Molly, give it a whirl.
Much better.
That's good.
Yeah, it's really, really good.
Really good chocolate.
Really good bake. I approve.
That's stop number 1. Hey Molly, what time is it?
Beer 30.
Yes! Giant Corona beer here to wash out all this great food. I know. What do we got here, Mom?
Deep fried cheesecake.
Cheesecake. It look like that. Get a shot of what the inside looks like. Deep fried cheesecake. We got them on the poster over here. And how are they?
They're really, really good. Really good.
That's a good plug. And plus, they got this selection of like giant beers, which is wonderful. Beer tastes better when it's in a giant can, I think. So there we go. We got some deep fried cheesecake, giant beers here at the Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk. Well, this time Molly's really gone out of the box as we've got samosas with some sort of green dipping sauce. Like an Indian food with like potatoes and something else and other stuff the guy didn't even know. This does not seem like anything I would enjoy. Let's see what Molly thinks.
It's very good. A lot of potatoes.
What's it on the inside?
Spices. That's just potatoes. This is cilantro and mint sauce.
Let's see. Let's get the inside. What does it look like?
Beets.
So it's like a hot pocket?
Kind of, with potatoes.
All right. Is this something I'm gonna like, or am I gonna hate this?
You probably won't like it.
Okay. Well, there we go. I'm dipping in the green goo.
I think it's very interesting.
All right. I'm eating it.
What do you think?
It tastes like some sort of weird hot pocket.
It has spices in it.
Nope, don't like it. Stick it to the beer. Well, the rest is sure to stink for the rest of the day because next up is garlic fries. And kind of interesting, it's a little bit different than some garlic fries I've had at different parks. They sort of chop up garlic and just sort of toss it in a little bit, which is kind of, it's okay because there's a little bit of garlic, but then there's this whole big patch over here with almost nothing on it. That said, the french fries, very high quality french fries.
I prefer garlic sauce.
Yeah.
But
So, good fries, no okay garlic. And last, but certainly not least in our tour of wacky boardwalk foods here at Santa Cruz, is deep fried cheese on a stick. Look at it. It's pretty good sized cheese on a stick. It's heavy. Is it heavy, Molly?
It's very heavy. It feels like the stick's about to break.
Don't do that though. It won't be cheese on a stick. It'll be cheese. Kind of looks like you're chewing on a big turd. It's good. Gooey, melty cheese. Mm-hmm. I'll give you a bite of this turd. Yep.
And fall off.
I don't want to fumble the turd.
That's good. Very good.
Good turd.
Cheesy.
Uh-huh.
Very good. I recommend it.
All right. Out of all the snacks we had today, which one was your favorite?
Fried cheesecake with the strawberry.
I was either going that or the bacon, because those are like the most unique ones that we've seen.
Yeah.
But it's good stuff. I like the food here. Food's tasty and different and yummy.
Yeah, recommend.
Absolutely, just like Santa Cruz itself.